I've relocated to Newark Airport from the DoubleTree, and the Wi-Fi here is much better, but there's a 45 time limit on sessions, although there's no cap on the number of sessions, which is strange, but we'll try and do our code review today in 45, well, probably 30 minutes, because I also want to eat before my flight. This is Holden and Boo's super fun live stream. I actually have Boo with me today. Let's go into this line. Yeah, this is Boo, and it's Holden and Boo's super fun live stream. We're going to do some Apache Spark Code reviews. I'm Holden. My preferred pronouns are she or her. I'm a developer advocate at Google, and I'm on the Apache Spark PMC, and I contribute to a lot of other projects as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring up the chat window here, just on my phone, since I don't have my second monitor today, because that's just the joys of traveling. I'm on Twitter, and slides are generally on SlideShare. That's a loud beeping noise. I hope it's not important. And I'm gonna... Oh, I don't know if it's going to Twitch. That's kind of weird. Let me just take a quick detour. Okay, yeah, it is going to Twitch. It just didn't push the notifications. So hopefully some people will catch up and join us on Twitch. And so I'm starting a tiny bit early, but I'm going through just the intro part early. And so I'm trans, queer, Canadian, and part of the leather community. It's not super related, but I think it's useful. And Boo is my traveling companion. She is with me when I travel. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and start digging into some pull requests into Spark. And I get coffee and tea. Yay! Thank you.
You're welcome. Unfortunately, we have no Pellegrino.
Oh.
Can I get you something else?
Just another water.
All right.
It's great.
I'll
Thank
get
you.
The fancy water.
Thank you. Thank you. And this is good because my throat's a little sore from all the talking at Strata. So interesting flavor. We're gonna jump into Python here and see what's going on. This is a PR that I said I would look at. As you can tell, I am definitely actually in the airport, and will not be transporting the baggage of any other people. Okay. That's 3 PRs. That's pretty good as far as things go. So let's go ahead and take a look at the PyCode update. Okay. Yeah. 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 This is essentially one of the contributors who's really awesome. Wants to update Pylint, and also updating Pylint gives us a lot of potential things to fix. It looks like most of their fixes, though, were over here in this fix W605 warnings for PyCode style 2.4. Oh, awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Do you happen to have the honey or lemon for the tea?
I'll put it in there.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with your salad.
Great. Thank you. Okay. So Sean Owen made this change. That's good. 2 doc strings have backticks. Ooh. Okay, I guess we have a lot more raw strings. Okay. That's good. Let's go and take a look at sort of the core of this change. Let's go ahead and we're gonna go into files changed. So, okay, the core of this is we update PyCode style to 2.4. So, oh, failures not by error code. Let's take a look at this. So, error to denote run test scripts failure. Executing. Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. So Sean Owen's just saying like this file is unnecessarily excluded. This doesn't really add all that much to it. We might as well take the backticks out. Yeah, same comments about the quoting text here not being very useful. Okay, so the ignore list changes, and that's something I want to take a look at. I want to take a look at the new ones that we're ignoring. So let's take a look at E226. Okay, no, that's we're not working with calcium sulfate. We want to look at yeah, okay, so that's fine. E241 was already there. E305 is new. Let's take a look at what we're ignoring with E305. Expected 2 blank lines after a class def. Interesting. That's not... Okay, and we're also ignoring E402, which is new. I just want to make sure that we're not like ignoring anything super important. Oh yeah, we occasionally have to do mid-level imports, so that makes sense to ignore that one. E731. Do not assign a lambda expression. Huh. Yeah. We assign lambda expressions in the Spark code base, and that's somewhat intentional in places. Force breaking after, yeah. W504, great, thank you. Thank you so much. Yay, food. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy. Anything else I can get you?
That's good.
All right, great.
Thank you. Okay, so W504, let's take a look at what that warning is. Update handling, yeah, okay. So we're skipping both of those, and they're just binary handling. So this really doesn't do all that much. This looks fine to me as well, pending Sean's comment. And so that's just like, yeah, this looks fine. We should upgrade PyCode style. There's no particular reason not to. This one is a backport. So if this is passing, it's looking good. Okay. What's this one? Fixing the flakiness of the executor pod tests. And it's is this a backport? Yeah, it is a backport. Okay, 22415. Yeah. Okay, cool. So added fix to flakiness that was present with PySpark tests with regard to executors not being tested. Important fix to executor conf, which was failing tests when executors were tested. Okay, cool. Let's go and dig into this. Beginning watch of executors. Override that. Exec pods dot. So this essentially says that our executor should be that we have a pod and it did its thing. So yeah, that's what the old behavior did. If it's going to add a lot of delay to check the different pods, then yeah, let's simplify it. But it could make sense to check all of them, since we do expect them to be the same. And if we do something which breaks that assumption, it would be good to know. Okay. So put that in the review. Because we've definitely had situations where like one will work and the other ones won't, and it'll be better to catch that sooner rather than later. Secrets builder. Okay.
Is currently boarding flight 1490 to Atlanta at gate 95.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't have a lot to say about this one. It looks pretty reasonable, but there's that minor point. Thanks for working on test flakiness. Backport the PySpark change. Yeah, so working on test flakiness is super important. And honestly, not a thing that like we're all necessarily great at remembering to do. And so this Ilian made a backport PR. Yeah, so just for clarity, at the time I had you make a separate backport PR was because the source PR, the original PR, didn't merge cleanly against 2.4. We don't normally we don't normally need separate backport PRs. If that's not the case. So just explaining why I asked for a backport PR and someone else asked for not a backport PR, so that people don't think it's just like the random whims of committers. How's this one coming along? This is looking promising. Let's go take a look at files changed. Get active session to Spark session in PySpark. Okay. Oh, interesting. Didn't realize this was needed. I'm curious about this line. So I'm going to go dig into that code. So this is a thing to make it easier so that you can get the currently running PySpark session, but it's doing something that I wasn't expecting. Spark session.scala, it's setting the active session explicitly on the Spark session, and I was under the impression that when we constructed it, it implicitly set the active session. Let's go take a look. Active session. Yeah, set. Oh, okay, no, actually. Which code paste? Yeah, okay, since we don't call getter, do we call? Huh. Yeah. Okay, cool. This is interesting. Yeah. So this says if we hadn't instantiated a Spark session attached with us. Yeah. I'm gonna file a follow-up JIRA for this. Because I don't think we need this. I mean, we clearly need this code now, but I don't think we should be needing this code because we essentially have the same logic duplicated in Python and Scala, and so that's not great because it means that logic can get out of sync like it did here, and so we should address that in the future, maybe. Yeah.
May I have your attention, please? All
Well,
travelers, if any
I'll
unknown
make
person
this.
wishes to give you
Okay,
any
cool.
light
Whatever.
including loads to transport on your
This
flight,
is
do not
Spark.
accept it and notify
Issue
airline
type
personnel
is
immediately. Do not keep
improvement.
luggage
Priority
unattended.
is
All
trivial.
carry-on and checked luggage will
Consider
not be
if
served. Su atención, por favor.
using
A todos los
stand
pasajeros, se les
get or
dice que
create
hemos sido intentadas
from PySpark into
Si intenta regresar
JVM
para
Spark session
desembarcar en nuestro vuelo, no
would
lo haga en
simplify
línea,
code.
sino comunique de inmediato al personal de la línea aérea. No
As
deje
we
su
saw
equipaje desde el
in
mostrador. Todo el equipaje está sujeto a revisión.
the logic can get a bit out of sync, which is somewhat out of sync. It might make sense to try and simplify this so there's less duplicated logic in Python and Scala around session setup. Okay, cool. And that's just PySpark. We'll say 3, and we'll hit create on that one. And so that's just an issue that we should look at some point. This looks great. This assumes that there, yeah. Okay. Let's check the tests. Default active session. Yeah. Test new session. It's reasonable on the get or create logic side. Yeah, cool. Thanks for catching this. Thanks for catching. Of course.
Air Circle to assistance to gate number 81. Air Circle
So that's start review, review changes. This, damn it, review changes. This looks really close. The one thing which I'd like to see added is a test for getActiveSession when there is no active session. And I'm going to just scroll back down and double check that that's not actually present in any of these tests. Just because it's one of the two code paths that we would expect. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. Really close, just not quite there. Just one small thing to add, and then this PR will be good to go, I think. Okay, cool. That's great. And the PR is done. Kerberos support for Spark on Kubernetes. That's a big PR. I'm gonna see how my chicken is. It's hopefully delicious. I like food. Definitely not bad. Alright. This doesn't merge, and people are still talking about it. This is too long to do a review of at the airport. This backport PR looks more or less like what I would expect. Let's scroll through it quickly. Resource type, all of these things. So that memory value makes sense. Where is this memory value coming from? Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, okay, the Docker file move around. Yeah. I like the refactor. I like it a lot. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna backport looks LGTM pending Jenkins retest after test flakiness fix merged. And it's just like, yeah, this looks good to me. It's pretty much the same thing as the original test, but we want end removal of test flaky comment, assuming it's fixed in the test flakiness PR. And so it's just like, yeah, this is fine, but I want someone to fix the test flakiness issue first. And so that's cool. Okay, looks like my phone just timed out on the Wi-Fi, so my desktop might not be far away. No, it's not the one. Okay, I guess I probably closed that tab. So we might be getting to a reasonable stopping point. How's this looking otherwise? Yeah, this looks pretty reasonable. Let's see if there's anything really quickly in the Spark PRs that we can take a look at. Let's look at ML, see if there's anything there that looks super easy to just catch up on. I'm not seeing anything. The other one is to look at my own PR, my own entry in the dashboard, because we can see the things that I'm currently reviewing. Oh, this is a thing which had some comments on it. Okay, cool. Oh, this is interesting. Certainly. But that's probably not in the scope for today. Do. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah. Mm. Calls. How's a list? I don't see the concerns about having list df here personally. I think that's a totally reasonable thing to do. Anyways, you can see here that 6 days ago I looped in Kyle, and they've been having a discussion while I've been busy in a way at Strata, New York. So I'm going to leave a comment here, and hopefully, we'll come up with something from that. Most likely, I'm going to be done pretty soon because I suspect I'm going to hit my timeout. Yeah, I mean, I don't see the people's concern there, but maybe I'm just a little. Wait, this is. Oh yeah, these are the PRs that I've been reviewing. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Ooh. Some of these are going to take a while. Oh, don't we already have that? I'm confused. Wait. Maybe we don't. Oh, this one. Okay, let's go take a look. What's the latest of this PR? Yeah. Gentle follow-up. If you have some time. Update this. It's just a PR that's lapsed for a while. But people get busy. It's the joys of open source, and that's totally just normal and expected. Yeah. Okay. I think we can say this probably isn't being worked on, but let's double check. Just to be clear, this. Yeah. Are you still interested in this PR? It's just a quick follow-up to see if this person's still interested. Otherwise, we'll close it so someone else will hopefully maybe take it over. This one's big and kind of intense, so I'll maybe come back to this later when I have some free time. Maybe we'll do a special one on Monday or something. So with that, I'm going to wrap up and eat my salad and go get on an airplane. If you happen to be based in Seattle, I'll be out there for September 18th for Lambda World. Please definitely come and say hi. And if you're interested in more of these code reviews, I have one scheduled for next Friday. Also at 7 a.m. I'm going to probably reschedule that. Is that actually next Friday? That is. I'm gonna reschedule that. 7 a.m. is I don't know why I thought I was going to be on the East Coast. I'm going to be on the West Coast, so I don't want to wake up that early. I'll just probably push this to 9 a.m. Like normal. Let's go ahead and do that. Save changes. Okay, and it's a party. And so hopefully you can come and join me for that if that happens to be working out. So yeah, I'll schedule some extra stuff next week. I've got some blog posts to write and some other stuff, sort of in that department. But thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a lovely weekend. If anyone came to Strata and is traveling home, safe travels. For those of you impacted by the weather, I hope you're safe and good luck. Okay, bye.